Hi there, I am Keith Norris with KPI Fire, and this is going to be a quick demonstration of KPI Fire, and specifically using some examples from the mining industry. So KPI Fire is strategy execution software. We also refer to it as operational excellence software. So if you have a core value of continuous improvement, lean, Six Sigma, any of these things, these are all synonyms for what we refer to when we call it operational excellence software. There are a few very specific workflows that can be done very well inside KPI Fire, and those have to do with strategic planning, if you're familiar with the term HOSHN, or identifying your strategic priorities and breaking those down into metrics. We would put those on a KPI dashboard. And then the projects that you're going to work to move things forward, usually improvement projects is what we're referring to, or strategic priority projects. And of course the idea engine, which is a way to submit ideas from all of the various levels inside the organization to make sure things get accomplished. Typically people that are looking for KPI Fire are looking to improve their strategic goal alignment, make the visibility of their strategic initiatives and all of their metrics more visible, to have a centralized communication platform for all of these activities, and to improve some inefficiencies in the way the work is managed. So in KPI Fire, this little triangle here represents a pretty good picture of what you're going to find inside the tool. So we use the term goal to indicate a goal, something that we want to accomplish. A metric in KPI Fire is a measurement of how we're going to measure against that goal that we want to accomplish. And projects are all of the work that is going to be done. This little picture right here gives you an idea of how senior leadership can set a goal. Other people in the organization can see that goal and create sub-goals or even create personal goals. And the idea of continuous improvement is that as the people in the organization can see those goals, they can generate ideas, and those ideas can run through an idea funnel, and those ideas turn into projects. And it's that project work where the execution happens. But we're happy to provide a list of customers at whatever point that becomes necessary. We can provide some references and case studies, that kind of information, when you're ready to look at that as well. And primarily the benefits of KPI Fire: improved visibility, accountability, improved project velocity, so getting your projects done more quickly and more accurately, reducing waste, and increasing employee engagement. So if any of those things are things that sound interesting to you and your organization, then we should definitely talk further. Here's a quick example of what you're going to find in KPI Fire. We have a metric, which is a number of something that we're going to accomplish, a goal, and then the projects that we're going to achieve. So goals, metrics, and projects. Let's jump in and take. Okay, so where I'm at first is the metric dashboard, and I've got 5 metrics identified here. These are just generic metrics. And over here I have an area for goals. So I've just plugged in a couple of examples of the types of goals that you might identify. If you're focused on continuous improvement, you might just have an operational excellence goal or a continuous improvement goal, which is just a strategy to improve a whole bunch of stuff. If you have a strategic goal, let's call that a strategic pillar or a strategic initiative, maybe you have something specific that you want to accomplish, we can identify that as a goal. If you're thinking in terms of a balanced scorecard, maybe you have like financial, customer, internal process type goals. So maybe one of those goals is going to be a financial performance goal. And maybe I have something specific about sustainable development. So this is an area where I have my goals. And as I open up my goals, I can link my goals to one or more of my metrics. So again, a goal is just a general statement of something we want to accomplish, and a metric is how we are going to measure that goal. And then all of those items are going to be connected to projects. So let's take a quick look at my idea funnel. I have a couple of ideas that have been submitted. Improve drilling efficiency, install faster pumps, reduce load time. Let's say I'm an employee, I saw one of the goals, and I have a new idea to take advantage of clean energy credits. And I can associate that with a particular department. So, and these are all configurable, so you can set your account up to use the work teams or the departments in a way that makes sense for your organization. In collecting an idea, we just have a 5-point scale for effort on a low to high or impact on low to high. And this is, let's say this is a fairly modest effort and a fairly high impact. So that's what I would do to capture an idea. When an idea gets captured, it shows up here inside the idea funnel. And this is where projects typically are going to get initiated. Let's take this example where I have some projects that are all medium-high impact and I have one that's low. So what we would recommend is the project that's the closest to this top right corner is the one that you are going to want to do first. So let's take a look at this project right here. This is take advantage of clean energy credits. And I open that project up, and what I can do is I can associate that with one of my workflows. And workflows are basically project templates. So let's take a look at my DMAIC workflow. So my DMAIC workflow is a set of tasks that are predefined and associated with this project. So if you want to create standards or a standardized problem-solving approach for your organization, KPI Fire is a great tool for doing that. So the first step in my DMAIC process is to define the problem or opportunity. So the problem or opportunity is located over here on the Charter tab. So this is where I would go in and I would take something like this. Let's say this is a $1 million opportunity for something that's relatively simple. So I would want to go into some detail to share with others why this is such a big problem. This charter area is where you can get some good problem-solving activities happening and some good collaboration, get some good detail on your, before you initiate project or spend a bunch of money, you want to have a good, clear project charter. So the workflow is going to be where all of the tasks are identified, and these can work as a checklist for following a standardized process. These are all editable, so you can control what's happening inside of each one of these. But if you're trying to teach a standardized problem-solving or project management approach across your organization, these workflows are an excellent way to do that. Again, you'll have the ability to customize these. If you're using one of our default workflows, you'll find that we have some existing templates and documents associated with some of these that can be very helpful. And you can also develop your own workflows as well. So for a typical improvement project, I'm going to go through the define and the measure step, the analyze step, and then the improve step. This is where I'm going to probably add a bunch of tasks of the actual improvement work that needs to be done. And then what happens a lot of times in a lot of organizations with less formal project management is you forget to do the control phase. You forget to standardize and error-proof the changes that you made. You might create the new process, but you don't forget to implement the new process. So the control step is a very important step in any sort of improvement project organization, improvement process organization. Okay, so a couple other things that are part of the project management area. As I'm taking on a project, one of the things that I might want to do is I might want to ask, which one of our metrics is this project likely to impact? So if I've got this clean energy credits, I might call this an impact on our cost. This could reduce our cost by taking advantage of those credits, for example. So if I was looking at things that can affect my cost, this would be one of the projects that would be on my radar. If I have a goal identified, then I could also link this project to that goal. So again, I remind you of that triangle analogy of the link between the goal, the metric, and the project, so you can quickly and easily identify which projects are going to have the biggest impact on your strategic priorities and your most important metrics. There's a status report area here which you can schedule a reoccurring status report. So if you want to report out to the stakeholders of the project what's happening on this, this is very helpful. And finally, the project benefit tab. This is a really excellent way for any sort of operational excellence program or continuous improvement team, lean team, to track the benefits of the projects that you're working on. So let's say in this example, we are expecting a hard benefit of $100,000 a month for the impact on this. Now, there's a couple of different ways I can do this. If I have this project in the control phase, I might go through month by month and I might put my actual benefit in as opposed to my target benefit. And what these will do, these will roll up to a total benefit so that I can keep track of the target versus the actual benefit on my particular project. So now what I'll do is I'll quickly show you a couple of the other views inside KPI Fire. So one of them is a timeline view, which is helpful for doing some portfolio management. If I want to move things around in a timeline Gantt style view, this is a great way to do that. I've got a benefits view, which is an excellent view to see how my benefits from my projects are rolling up. And these can be filtered by the departments that I have set up. So if I wanted to see what kind of benefits I generated from a particular department, drill and blast versus load and haul, I can easily do that as well. We've got a good number of charts and graphs that can give you some interesting data about the velocity and assignment of projects and how many are moving through your workflow and who they're assigned to and which workflow they're using. We've got some charts that are good for putting into PowerPoint presentations or summary presentations that you might be providing to other stakeholders inside your organization. Again, I'll just show you a couple of little things. So this is what we call a tile view. We also have what would be known as a bowling chart view of many of the metrics as well. I can do this on my metrics. I have a similar view on my goals, so I can see a summary report of how we're doing. So again, in summary, KPI Fire is a great tool for helping identify the strategic priorities, your strategic goals, helping keep track of the metrics or the how we're going to measure it, and also it's a great project management tool for managing the actual projects that you're going to use for the improvement and creating some standardization. So if operational excellence is a priority for you, if Lean or Six Sigma is a priority for you, if developing standards for your organization or tracking benefits is a priority for you, then KPI Fire is probably a great solution, and we should talk further. So look forward to being in contact with you, and would love to show you a personalized demo or set you up with some trial sample data inside of a demo account as well. Thanks. Hope to talk soon.